All right, what's up? We are back. My name is Jelan Abrams, and we have a special guest today. His name is Alex, Just Alex, the Just Alex Show. Your favorite, um, what is it? What is it? What is it? I gotta get your tagline right.
Oh, it's the
Your favorite,
your favorite community college dropout with opinions.
there,
What's
there
going
we
on?
go. There we go. There we go. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, bless, man, bless, man. I listened to your recent podcast, and it's kind of cool. So I have, if everybody knows, I do have a music podcast with two of my friends. You have one by yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing everything. You're recording. You got your camera set up. You're doing the research. So how was that being a solo podcaster trying to compete with everybody else?
Um, it's I'm gonna say it's challenging because especially like trying to just hold a conversation by myself, it's like I can only say so much about a topic without number one repeating myself over and over again, and then number two, I just don't have nobody to bounce opinions or ideas, anything off of. So the majority of what I try to do is play like if there's a video or something that can explain what I'm talking about, I try and play that video and then just insert it later on. But yeah, for the most part, again, it's not as bad as some people think it is, but it is certain moments where it's like, dang, I wish I did have somebody that I could just, go back and forth with.
But you're doing a great job. You've been consistent lately. I know you've been on and off, but you've been
Oh yeah.
super consistent lately, dropping pretty much every week, hour episodes. So how are you doing? How are you being super consistent? Because I had a recent episode where I'm talking about how consistency is the way to growth,
Right.
and you've been consistent and also going viral. Talk about all of that. Being consistent and also going viral on Instagram.
Really, man, just the consistent part is just forcing myself to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you because it be some days because of course and anybody who will watch the videos or whatever, they'll see that I record after I drive for the day pretty much. So it's really again forcing myself to get in and just set everything up and get the actual recording. But once I sit down and actually start recording, I'm good. The hardest part is to set everything up. After I get past that, perfect. It's a okay after that. As far as the going viral thing, I did have what it's been at least two videos I can say I went quote unquote viral, and this actually helped out a whole lot as far as the social media because Facebook finally approved my Reels bonus, so that was something that was real good. I was really looking forward to that, but I'm still waiting on Instagram. I still got to figure out TikTok, and YouTube too is another one that I'm still waiting on. But it's been going lately, man. Like I said, once I actually get locked in and get the recording everything, I can record everything. But as far as the audio anyway, I record the audio and I can put that out fine. The hardest part that I be having is with the videos and doing the clips and everything like that. Because if you ain't noticed, what I want to say Friday or Saturday was the first time I did a podcast clip in almost 2 months. Yeah.
Nah, cause I haven't noticed. I've been on like a social media break, so pretty much when New Year's hit, I was off. So I legit just got back on social media, so I haven't seen nothing.
Oh,
So,
really?
cause pretty much for me, I just was trying to focus in on one thing,
Uh-huh.
and your distractions with Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You got so many distractions in the world. I try to cut off one thing that I know wasn't helping me,
Uh-huh.
and focus on everything.
Oh yeah.
But going back to your viral thing, you're kind of like putting it down. It was fire. You have so I just looked at it, 13,000 likes,
Uh,
225,000 plays.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Like, what is? How did it feel? Because I've never went viral. The most I've had was like 1,000 plays, or that's it. I
Uh,
think it was like 4,000 views or whatever. But how did it feel? Like every time you open your phone, you see like a bunch of notifications, comments. How did that feel?
that part of it was annoying, but I did look at it as like, it's good to always get your face out there, regardless of, what I'm saying, what it is, because the way the algorithm works, if especially if they interact with it, they like it, they comment on it, it's going eventually another video of mine is gonna pop up on their feed again. So it's a better chance of another video taking off going like that. But as far as the notifications every time I open my phone, man, I hated that. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold it. The crazy part is it'll get spikes every now and then. Like for the last I want to say 3 weeks or so, nobody was liking, commenting, or nothing on that video. Then for whatever reason, maybe 2, 3 days ago, I just got a bunch more likes and comments on it, just randomly. And the video was what, maybe 2 months old at this point. But again, it's still the same thing. It's just like I want them people to continue to interact with it, so my other videos will pop up on their feed. So
Okay. Well, explain the video. I'm gonna put a little clip of it on here, but explain the video. Like, what were you talking about? Because right now we just know you went viral. We don't even know what it's about.
um, what was that one? That was the one I was talking about. The
The
AI
cartoon
artwork.
scam.
Yeah, the AI artwork. I was just
Mm.
basically saying how um it was you remember the old face app thing that everybody was doing? Maybe it maybe 2 years ago or something like that. It was, I don't know how true it was, but I seen something that was saying that it was Russian hackers or something. Again, I don't know how true it is or nothing, but I was basically just talking about how it's very similar to that same app that we found out that allegedly Russian hackers is the ones putting that app out. And I just said, like, y'all fell for this again. That was basically the whole message of the video. Like, y'all really fell for this again, like time and time again. Y'all fall for the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, and it was the thing about it. It was just like the minute you pop on Instagram, if y'all remember, y'all seen a bunch of different like somebody will post like 7 pictures, 10 pictures of them in like a cartoon form, and I was just like, this is kind of for me. For me, I thought it was corny. I think a lot of these trends they have on Instagram are extremely corny.
Oh yeah.
What is some? So I'm gonna just talk about one trend that I just recently talked about was the index card challenge where you have go to Red Lobster,
Oh
go to
yeah.
Chick-fil-A, this, that, and I'm just like, yo, like after a while, it's like the trend is up. Find something else to do because it's
Um,
just for me, it's kind of stupid. What do you think about like these online trends people have?
I mean, it's really just people being followed leader. Like you see your favorite artist doing it, you see your favorite celebrity or whoever doing it. And just like with I don't know if you've seen, because you said you took a break, but it's been the shoes, the big red shoes, like or the boots or whatever. You ain't
Nah,
seen it?
explain it. Nah, I
Okay,
haven't
so
haven't
it's
seen
like
it.
I don't know who makes them or what, but some fashion designer just put out these big. Can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead. Have
yeah,
fun, have
they put
fun.
out these.
I want you to be yourself because I want everybody to run to you to
Okay.
see your show. So be
I was
hundred
just I
percent
was just
self.
trying to
Yeah.
be conscious of it. But yeah, they put out it was just again, I don't know who the fashion designer was, but he put out these big red boots and everybody's just been going crazy with them. I done seen Lil Wayne had them on, Coi Ray, um, I wanna say Fabio Foreign had them on. It's been a bunch of celebrities been having them on and people just going crazy about it. Like to me they look stupid. They kind of if you remember who Astro Boy is, you
Yeah, he
familiar?
was like he ended up being like an actor as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know who that
yeah.
is.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like his boots. They look just like that. They like these big
Uh,
red boots. They come almost halfway up your calf, and it's just ridiculous. But everybody trying to say like they high fashion. Again, I don't know who made them, so I can't really attest to that. But to me, it
yeah,
just looks stupid. But everybody's just going crazy about them, trying to get their hands on them. It's weird to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's
yeah.
very
No,
weird.
no. I just know I can't picture that, but what I'm picturing is like how Kanye had his thing where people was wearing ripped clothes and he didn't look like it was presentable and all. Everybody's like, "Oh man, he's creative, he's a
Yeah,
genius," and
it's basically the
it's like you
same
just
thing.
yeah, it's like you following this person to this, and it's just like you have to be different to stick out. You can't be following every single
Follow. I
person.
say it all the
So,
time. Follow the leader, ass niggas, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
yeah. Yeah, so with that, I'm thinking about your podcast. What are you doing differently that's not going to be the Joe Budden, not going to be Roy and Maul, not going to be $1 million worth of game? What are you doing differently to try to stick out to be people to say, yo, I want to go to Just Alex show because I know his thing is going to have this kind of content that's not going to be the other 10 podcasts I just listened to.
Um, what really is just my personality because outside
Okay.
of everything else, as far as say the topics that I cover and the things that I talk about, of course they're gonna be in relation to a lot of the things that a Joe Budden or $1 million worth of game talk about. But I also try to shine light on like upcoming artists from North Carolina, just around the way, people that I might have
Yeah.
known, grown up with, met through Instagram, who knows somebody else or something like that. So I try and do interviews with them and also play their music on during the interview. And also I
Okay.
try and play different artists' music throughout my random episodes. Just to,
Yeah.
again, get other artists out there because it's kind of like you turn on the radio, you hear the same 8 songs over and over and over again. So it's like I'm just trying to shine spotlight on different artists and show that it's a lot more creative and better music out there than just Lil Wayne, uh, Nicki, Drake, and everybody like that.
Okay. Okay. So, what's your goal for the podcast? I know you've been doing it, on and off. Now, right now, like I said, you're on a hot streak,
Uh,
consistency. But what's your ultimate goal for the podcast?
um, Really, the goal is just to again continue to be myself. Of course, everybody wants to make money off of it, but I know this is gonna take a while. Really,
Yeah.
just to again be myself. Put out the message that I'm trying to put out, or accomplish the goals that I'm trying to accomplish. As far as again, giving those not so well known artists a spotlight, and really just growing and trying to influence in any way that I can possibly can. I don't really have
That's
a
what's.
I don't really have a set goal in mind outside of course being successful, but there's a bunch of different variations of what successful look like, especially with something like this.
True, true. So how'd you get started? I know you are from Greensboro. Is that correct?
I,
Greensboro, North Carolina.
yeah, I'm actually from Reedsville, which is like maybe 20 minutes up the road from Greensboro.
Okay, my apologies.
Oh, you
What's that
good? You
about?
good, man? You good, man?
How, how's it living up in Reedsville? How's that? 'Cause
It's
I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard of it.
it's quiet. It's very quiet, man.
Okay,
It's very quiet. It's
okay,
a small town,
okay.
but you know what I'm saying. That's where the boys from. You know what I'm saying. 336
Yeah.
all day. But yeah, like I
Okay,
said,
okay.
it's I've been in Greensboro for what maybe the last three or so years, 3 or 4
Okay.
years. So yeah.
Okay. So would you say you're country or like what kind of
Oh
like
yeah,
I want to learn a
Oh
little more
yeah,
about
yeah.
Reedsville.
Reeves definitely country. Reeves definitely country. We got a Walmart. That's about the biggest thing. That's like the hangout or whatever. We got a Walmart.
Yeah.
Sheets. It's big on football. It's a big high school football town.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really like I said, small town. We got one high school, one middle school, a couple elementary schools, but everybody pretty much knows everybody. You either went to school with them, you work with them, or you related to them in some kind of way. It's one of
Okay.
those towns for sure.
All right, so I want to hear a story about something that's you do there that's super country. So at one point I was dealing with a woman and she said what they have is called I forgot what part of North Carolina she's from, but it was definitely country. She
Uh,
has this thing called a chitlin fest, where basically
Chitlin Fest.
everybody yes everybody's getting chitlins, like every part of the family. Like, okay, the grandma got chitlins, uncle, aunt, and they pretty much got the room full of chitlins. It stinks. It was just like yeah.
Oh man.
I said I would never, but that's the countryest thing I've heard. What's like the countryest thing you've done, or you actually
Um.
still participate in?
Really, man. It's just Of course, most everybody got their 4 wheelers, dirt bikes, and stuff like that. I know a couple of people with horses. They ride like through the horse trails and stuff. Uh, Barn fire. We have real barn fires, not the little fire pit in the backyard like some of the city boys have. We have like a big, throw a couple pallets and trees that we can knock down into a big pile and burn that. Um, and then of course, like I said, with the football thing, most everybody that went through regional high school, played football for at least one of the 4 years that you were there. So what the football team does, they have this stew that they do. It's like a fundraiser type thing. So all the guys get together, you know what I'm saying, like I want to say they do it around Thanksgiving, and you just cook the stew. Everybody just outside with the big like almost imagine like a witch's crock pot type thing that's big as shit, and it's like maybe 2 or 3 of them, and we all just take turns stirring it with the big wooden spoon. That's about as country as you can get that I can think of
So
anyway.
so I'm trying to picture. So y'all like outside with these big old containers,
Yeah,
just stirring it up.
yeah, taking turns stirring the soup because of course you gotta wait till it cook and everything. And like I said, there's like 3 or 4 of them. We just standing around really talking and taking turns, like I said, stirring the stew and letting it cook. And then after that, we sell it for like I said, fundraiser for the team and stuff.
Dang, this is like like is it like a hot commodity? People are like, yeah, I want some of this stew.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
is it hard to sell?
it's like a thing. It's
Oh,
really
okay.
really supporting the football team. So again, it's a big football high school football city. So that's what everybody's focused on. Like I think at one point we held the title for 20 years straight or something like that. Yeah, the 2A 2A state championship for 20 years.
Dang.
Either 19 or 20, or something like that. It was we up there. We got a couple rings.
I'm saying, when did y'all lose? Was it your year that you lost? What's going on? Why it
No,
stopped?
we lost. I want to say we lost maybe 2013, 2012, maybe. So, and I graduated
Okay.
2011. So, you
Oh,
know.
okay. That was after you. I was about to say, I'm like, yo, don't mess it up,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Don't mess it
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. But they the first loss in a while was like I said, 2012, 2013.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm going to learn a little more about you. So you have this podcast, right? What was the day that you said, yo, I'm about to press record and actually do the podcast? Because, a lot of our listeners are thinking about starting something. I
Right.
want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do a podcast, but they never actually hit the button of, I'm going to do it. They tell all their friends, yo, I'm starting a podcast, guys. Support me. They
Right.
post on their social media. I'm starting a podcast, guys. They got the logo. They don't even got the logo. They just speaking it. So
Uh,
what was that day like where you was like, all right, yo, I'm starting a podcast, but I'm actually going to press that record button and start it up?
oh man. Actually, I've had two shows before this, and I've had two
Oh,
other
wow.
co-hosts. So my very first podcast was it was called Two Drink Minimum, and that was with me and my homegirl. We just started, and we basically started that because me and her were friends. It was the basic topic of the show was kind of like his and her his and her perspective of dating in your 20s.
Okay.
So really, the way the whole thing started was she would come to me and ask the guy's point of view. I would go to her, ask the female's point of view, and so it just became us talking. And then we was like, I always wanted to do like a podcast, YouTube show, just really going off like the Joe Budden and academic kind of thing. And she also happened to want to do it, so we just came together and did it like that. But this was 2018, like September 2018, I believe. And then that show ran for until 2020, I want to say. But we started, towards the end, we started getting a little inconsistent because she lived up in Virginia, actually. And so me being in North Carolina, it was kind of hard to get together and actually record. But then in 2019, no, yeah, 2019, I believe. I have to go back and check the dates, but in 2019, I got with this guy who I met through Instagram. Actually, he lived in Charlotte, and we started a podcast called Culturally Sound. So what Culturally Sound was, it was kind of like your other podcast, well, The Face of Music, where we just talking about, album review, kind of sort of the same thing that I'm doing right now too. But album reviews, we did artist interviews, we did just reactions to whatever's going on social media and kind of things like that. But again, same kind of thing happened with that because of the distance and then our work schedule and everything. It started getting inconsistent. We couldn't really record how we wanted to, and I wanted to do something every week, and I feel like I was more dedicated than either of my other two co-hosts were. So it was kind of like I took a break for a little while just to like, do I want another co-host? Do I want to try to do that thing? Or you know what? I'm just doing it by myself. That way, if I don't record, it's my fault. If I don't get it edited, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? So everything comes back on me. Again, I kind of hate it sometimes, but still, I only have myself to blame for it. If anything don't go out, if anything don't get recorded, any breaks, anything like that, I don't have to wait on nobody else. So when I'm ready to record, I can just go ahead and record, and that's it.
I like that. So before you get to the start of the podcast you are now, Just Alex Show. So I'm kind of in a similar situation that you are. So I
Okay.
have Face the Music, and then now, I'm starting this. Well, we already started, but
All
I
right.
had this solo project. So what have you learned from working with people and then working by yourself? Like the difference in that. So, because for me, for example, we are a team, so we kind of have to move together. All ideas pretty much go together. Pretty much are all together.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I can do whatever I want, but if I fall off, it's on me.
Right.
With them, yeah, we're recording Tuesday. We're recording Tuesday. So it's kind of like you're more grounded to stay consistent by yourself. It could kind of fall off. But what have you learned from working with a group and then working by yourself?
Um, Let me see. Definitely working with a group. Again, it's the really the conversation piece, and it's the outside ideas because they want to contribute to the show what they want to contribute, and we can just again just bounce ideas off each other, whether it be behind the scenes things or actually on mic. But then working by myself is, like you said, the freedom of just when I'm ready to do it, it's gonna get done. When I'm ready to record, it's time to record. When I'm ready to put something out, if any creative ideas, I'll have to go to another person and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, just go ahead and do it. So they both kind of have their ups and downs. I would say that I do prefer actually having a co-host, but it will have to be somebody that is, or I feel is as dedicated to it as I am, and is wants to be as consistent as I do. Because again, I do take my breaks every now and then, but a lot of the reason why I take my breaks is kind of like, especially like right now, the industry shuts down between late November and maybe early March, something like that. So it's really no albums, no music, or nothing like that coming out. So I'm really just relying on social media topics, random thoughts that I have that I can expand on and create a whole conversation with myself and just do my best to make it entertaining. So I don't like it for that, but I do like it for man, what was I saying? Um Again, just the having somebody else there is what was I getting? I just lost my train of thought. My fault, man. Um yeah, I just completely lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, definitely having a co-host helps out with a lot of things, specifically like that, because sometimes I just get to talking and I lose my train of thought. It's like, damn, what was I just talking about? But again, more of the story, they both have the ups and downs, and you kind of just gotta find a groove, really. That's really what I've learned. Just find a groove, something that works for you, and do the best you can with it.
Okay, so that's cool. So now we can move on to the Just Alex show. Don't give us all the sauce. Don't give us all your things because you got your show. But I just have a question because me listening, like I have my Face the Music where it's two of the guys, so we're bouncing topics off back and forth. I listen to yours. I'm listening to the topics you're doing, and I'm like, yo, I didn't even know anything about that.
Right.
Like I know you talked about the Netflix, how they had the thing where like you have to be on this or you can't share your password, right? And
Uh,
then you found out the information that they cutting that off.
uh,
So it's just like I heard about the first one, but I didn't really hear about the second one. So what is your process on research and keeping up with the research so when it's time to record, you're good on topics?
really social media, man. And as of lately,
Okay.
TikTok. Because if you
Okay.
get on TikTok, you can go down a rabbit hole of damn near anything. So it's really
Yeah.
just again social media. Anything I see that pops up might seem a little interesting to me. I do try to go out my way to find other topics that I feel like everybody's not going to talk about on their podcast the next day or the next week. So I do try and find like the niche kind of interesting things that's happening and bring those to the forefront.
No, you did a great job because you talked about the main topics, but you talked about Netflix, you talked about like a sinkhole, you talked about zombies. I
Yeah.
said, whoa! I said,
Again,
I said, whoa!
again, man, it's just the way my TikTok algorithm work, and you just click on one video, and then you find a whole wormhole of a bunch of other videos on related topics and things like that. And again, if it's interesting to me, I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay, okay, all right. So I just have this is two questions.
Yeah.
So the first question is, when did you decide to start the Just Alex show?
Uh,
No, well, let's just start with there. When did you decide to start the Just Alex show? You had two teams that didn't work out. When was that day? He's like, yeah, I'm starting this one myself.
that was during the pandemic because at the time my culturally sound show with the guy from Charlotte, we were still recording, but it was kind of like every other week kind of thing. And he was living in a situation to where I believe it was his niece he was living with. So it's kind of like she was kind of a distraction as far as when he was recording because of course it's a little girl, you know what I'm saying? I understand. Like she just wants attention right now. She wants to play right now. And I understand, I get it, but it's kind of like it really put a hinder on the time we had to record, and we already couldn't get to the studio like we wanted to. We couldn't. We only had so a window of time because of our schedules and things like that. So it just made it a whole lot harder. So eventually, we just kind of fell off and started recording for a while altogether. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm sitting at home. I'm just going to work, coming back home. Everything's shut down. Like I gotta do something like that. And I still want to do this YouTube, this podcast thing. So I'm finna get back to it. And hey, it just been going since then, really, man.
No, that's fire. That's fire. Yeah, I love it. I love it because it's like you're sitting. Because for me, when I started my podcast, I didn't want to start it. Not this podcast, Face Music.
Mm,
I didn't even want to do it. I legit was working on like YouTube content because I worked out.
mm.
So working on YouTube content, I was at my friend's house. Justin, he's the Justin. I guess he's Justin, the one on the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
But yeah, I was at his house, and then he was helping me like record some content for my YouTube. He was like, "Yo, let's start a podcast we were talking about." I was like, what we gonna talk about? You know, like how long we gonna have it? Let's do it for an hour. You know, just like, okay. So we just was sitting on the floor, had the thing like the little phone recording, and I was recording on my camera,
Uh-huh.
and we did it, and we've been doing it every week since then. So I'm just like, you know, sometimes you're good at stuff you don't even know, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool to have those people in your corner to like kind of push you to do different things. So that's why when
Uh-huh.
I try to ask like, what made you want to do yours? Because you had those people, but now you was like, yo, I'm doing it myself.
Oh, yeah. Really, it was again just me wanting to be consistent in doing the shit. And wanting to actually, like I've always since I was real little, I've always wanted to be like the radio personality. Like that's something that I've always looked at like, dang, that would be so cool to actually do that. And then the podcast thing got popular, and it was like this is the closest and best opportunity because of course I didn't go to school, I don't have a communication degree and all this stuff. So without any of that, it's kind of damn near impossible to get into the radio. But I can I can do this podcast, YouTube thing, and it can be my own thing, so I don't have to go the traditional route. So that was really the driving motivator for number one, starting any of my shows to begin with. And as far as having a support system doing the Just Alex show, I still have, my friends would be like, I see you doing your thing, keep doing it. So I still have it. It's just not on camera no more.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. So what is your inspiration? Because me growing up, I want to be a basketball player, like every
Yeah.
other person. What was your inspiration to say I want to be in radio?
Again, just I thought it was just so cool that, you turn on the radio and if it's a concert in the city that night, the radio hosts get to talk to who my favorite artists are. And of course you got like Charlamagne the God, Joe Bud and DJ Academic. Like I look up to, well, not necessarily look up to, but I find inspiration in all three of them because, of course, Charlamagne, he's from South Carolina. So he's like from a rural area of South Carolina. So I look at that and say, if he can do that from South Carolina, I can do this from North Carolina. And then I look at DJ Academics, just kind of like, he did basically what I'm doing now as far as didn't have no type of industry connections, didn't have no type of anything. Just started doing YouTube and podcasts on his own, upload them, and now look where he's at. And then with the Joe Budden, it's more so of the, you know, he's the owner of all his stuff. Like he hires other people, but things go the way he wants them to go for the most part. So again, I look at all three of those as inspiration in different areas, but that's really it. Getting to a level to where I can sit down with my favorite artists and have this right, this face to face, this, ask them the questions that I always want to ask them as far as, you know, what lyric they had that just blew my mind when I was growing up or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like that because it's just different to hear that. Because like I said, for me, I'm basketball. I want
Right.
to be like Allen Iverson. I want to be like Tracy McGrady. Like that was my thing. That's everybody. So to
Oh,
hear
yeah.
somebody want to be in radio, that's kind of cool. So another question, because you talked a lot about music. This
Right.
is not my music podcast, but we here. What is your favorite artist?
My favorite artist, let me see. I say I have a solid top three. My top five, the last two go in and out depending on how I'm feeling. But my solid
Yeah.
top three, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, and Wale.
Okay, I like that list. I like. Question: Did you hear about the Lil Wayne concert?
I did actually. I tried to get tickets, but them
Yeah.
shits is like $400 now. I'm like, fam, Wayne, I love you. I want to see you, and I would love to go see him at the Ritz because it's a smaller venue with more intimate show. But fam,
Yeah.
$400 though? Nah, I don't think so.
I was saying the same thing because I'm actually originally from Raleigh. So they hit in Charlotte. They have the Fillmore, which is standing room only. The Ritz. I've been there before, standing room only. I'm not paying $300 to stand up. Like I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Like and the kind of crowd that's gonna be in there, like you're gonna be all in the front getting bumped on, shoes stepped on.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's like Lil Wayne is. He's a goat, but I don't know. But do you think he's gonna be able to remember his lyrics though? I don't know if you see the videos.
I don't know, cause I be seeing the videos all the time. He got a whole bunch of lyrics that people be reciting to him. You just be looking like, is that me? And so, but I mean, just think about all the songs that he got. So you can't even blame him really. But I'm sure he's somewhere practicing his set list at the very least. But
No, it's Wade though.
yeah, you never know.
It's Wade. Like I feel like he's just so high up here. He's like, yo, I'm Wayne. I'm gonna come here and do whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen that. But you also hit. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for the most part, all he got to do is start the song off, and the crowd is gonna fit the rest of it. So he ain't really got a whole lot to do.
Yeah, and he's in the stand. Yeah, I feel like it's dangerous. In the Ritz, yo, that's audience. I don't know if where you're from. Raleigh, the Ritz, standing room, Lil Wayne. That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy in there. I would love to be there, but $300-$400, I can't see doing it, Wayne. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's too much. But you brought up J. Cole. We could probably get in every single artist. J. Cole, I've been a J. Cole fan since he started, since I heard that. What was that first song? Damn. Lights, Please. My God.
Lights, Please. Okay.
Yeah, Lights, Please. And actually, I didn't meet J. Cole, but I almost met him. So it was a kind of a weird story. So I went to the gym. My sister, we're just playing ball. And on Sundays, it's usually empty. So we're not expecting nobody to be in there. I see this. I look in the mirror. I look in there, right? Look in the gym. It looks like a white guy with locks. Like I know these white guys only be trying to be like us, right? This is what I'm thinking, right? So I walk in, not even really look at the guy, go to the other end so we can put our shoes on. But sister's like, that's J. Cole. I said, what? I said, yo, that's J. Cole.
Oh, yeah, because he do just be out. I forgot you said you live in Raleigh. You just be out. They be seeing videos of him all the time at Wendy's or somebody in the car. Like, fam, I can't never run into him and meet him. But the crazy part is, I actually met a bunch of people from Dreamville. I've met just going to concerts and stuff. So I met Kaz, I've met Earth Gang, and this was Earth Gang. This was before they was. I don't even think they were signed at the time. They was on tour with Bob, and I met Ari, and I believe that's it. Yeah, I met Kaz, Earth Gang, and Ari. I haven't met of course Boz, JID, and J. Cole himself, but man, it was just great just to stand outside. Because again, this was before Earth Gang was really as popular as they are, and again, I don't even think they were signed at the time. So I actually got to stand out there while I was in line buying. I think I was buying a hat or a t-shirt or something. And I was actually out there having a conversation with them, just like, say, yeah, I fuck with y'all. This is the first time I'm hearing that music at the concert. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking with y'all. Like, I like what y'all, I said, the couple songs y'all play, I'm definitely have to check y'all out. And then, like, a year later, fucking, they signed with J. Cole. It's like, man, come on, bro.
That's crazy. I have a story similar to that. I could have met Kendrick Lamar, B-Bid, Young and Dub. I could have met Kendrick Lamar because this is like 2010. This is before he's up there. He just dropped OD, I believe he dropped, or it might even be before OD mixed. I don't know how familiar you are with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
So he has a concert at Green Street. You're from Greensboro. Do you remember Green Street or no?
Green Street. Yeah.
It's a club. Yeah. So he has it's shut down now. But he pretty much had a concert there. I was the only one that went because nobody was fans of Kendrick Lamar. They didn't know him.
Yeah.
So I went to the concert. Now I think this was before OD actually. I think before OD dropped. But yeah, he had a concert. He had him, Big Crit performance, Smoke DZA. And so they had like the little line. It was a short line. It was like 7 people in line to talk to Kendrick. I'm like, that line's too long. I see it when I see it, right? So I met Schoolboy Q because there was no lines. I was talking to Schoolboy Q and Mixed by Ali, which is his engineer.
Yeah.
So I talked to him for a while and talked to him. And my phone was trash. I never got no picture, but I had an opportunity to meet Kendrick. I didn't meet him, but I met Schoolboy and Ali. So whatever.
Oh man, School was another one of my favorites. School was definitely another one of my favorites.
Fire. The bad thing about it is like at that point I didn't know any of his music, so I was just like, I like this one song. It's like he had like one verse and like Kendrick was
Uh,
on it and somebody else was like,
oh
bro.
man, I actually have another story. So I went to this was it Forest Hill? Yeah, I think it was Forest Hill, 2014 Forest Hill Drive Tour in Charlotte at the I think the PNC. So he had Big Sean, YG, and it was somebody else, but I can't remember. But this was after the concert, so I'm going to again going to buy some merch, buy a shirt and hoodie or something like that. And this was before YG was popping. Like I think Tootin' and Booty might have just came out and was just starting to get popular or whatever. So I'm in line again buying merch and stuff, and it's this guy over here in his red shirt with security around him talking about if you buy some of our merch, you can get a picture with him. It's like, fam, I don't even know what this is. Because first of all, I got to the show late. So I know YG went on and then Big Sean came on. I came in the middle of Big Sean set. So I missed YG set completely. But yeah, again, buying merch. This guy just standing over here. Again, red shirt, red hat with security around him. Like if you buy some merch, you get a picture. It's like, fam, who is this nigga? Come to find out, maybe 3 months later at the most, Tootin' and Booted is like the number one or something. And then YG eventually becomes somebody that I really like too. It's like, fam, I had the opportunity, didn't even know I'm talking about he was standing no more than maybe 10 feet away from me, bro. Didn't know who he was at all.
That's crazy though, man. That's crazy. It's just crazy how you met, so many artists, and that's kind of what you want to do is like
Mm-hmm.
interviewing these people. So let's say next week you meet, I don't know. You said you're a fan of Wale. Let's say you meet Wale.
And
Are you gonna pitch him like, yo, I got a podcast of what you want? Like, what is that kind of conversation gonna go like?
first of all, I'll be in the DMs all the time. Like any artist that I really want to interview, just a shot in the dark. Like I'm a mention them in a post or DM them or a positive story or something like that. Just on the off chance that they might see it and something might happen to it. But yeah, if I'm at Wale, yeah, I can't think of what specifically I would ask right now, but I know if I had maybe just a day or maybe not even a day, a couple hours to get just a list of questions and stuff down that I wanted to ask them, we would be out of here. I would love to sit down and have that conversation just about, again, some of his favorite lines that he got, his favorite songs. And boy, like I said, I would need a little time. I can't give you any specific questions right now, but I could definitely have a great conversation with that.
But I have a counter on that, right? So pretty much opportunity. Opportunity comes when you're not ready. It's about, get ready. Listen, you gotta stay ready.
I already know where
You know what I mean?
you're
You gotta get ready. So if you see him tomorrow, let's say you go to somewhere, you see him, you got your phone there, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. Like you gotta think about it now. Like you gotta talk Wale, you just went to Walmart or you at Wendy's, you see Wale.
Crazy.
Come on, what's the first question? Let's get it. Let's get it.
The first question for Wale.
This is your only chance. Your only chance.
The first question for Wale. I would ask him why he think, because I don't know how familiar anybody is with Wale as far as the social media presence and whatnot. So the first thing I feel like I would ask him is, why do you feel like your friends aren't your fans? Because Wale has this thing about him where he'll get on social media and he'll only reply to the negative things for some reason. So that would be one of my first questions. Like, why do you ignore all the people? Why does it seem like you ignore all the people who support you, who've been supporting you, who rooting for you, and you go straight to the negative? That would definitely be my first question. And not even on some, like, I would try to be as respectful as I could, but just knowing him, just from watching his other interviews and things like that, I know he can be caught up in his feelings when he in his feelings kind of thing. So I would do it, and again, the most respectful way that I could. But that would probably definitely be my first question.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Look how easy that was. That's it.
See?
You gotta be ready for those opportunities.
Yeah, you had me on my toes, man.
Exactly, because you never know. Like
Yeah.
I met at that time when J. Cole was in there. I was making beats at the time. I ain't have no like flash drive on me. I ain't have nothing on me. I can't tell him, yo, go to my website, JelanAbrams.com and get some beats. He's not doing that,
Right.
So it's like these opportunities are gonna come. You just have to continuously work in.
Nah, you
you
right.
never know.
You right.
You never know. And just to go back on that Wale point, I agree with you. I was a big fan at one point of Wale as well.
Uh,
I remember he had a Breakfast Club interview. I don't know if you remember this interview. He won this interview and instead of like talking about his music, about like what he has going next, he pretty much says everybody like Drake, nobody like me. That was
yeah,
the full interview.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. I think I remember the interview you're talking about. But yeah, he does that a lot. Again, especially on social media. But you can't catch him in moments of interviews where he's kind of just like everybody's against him, like the world is against him, kind of thing. It's like, man, you've been who you are and been famous and in front of people way too long to not understand how social media works. Social media revolves around the negative stuff. You gotta find, or you gotta look deeper in, not even really look deeper in, because of who he is. I'm sure he sees positive stuff more often than not. But again, because of the way negativity circulates, maybe that does stand out to him more. I really don't know. Especially at that level, you never really know. But it does seem like he almost goes out of his way to ignore any type of support or positivity behind him. So this that's always been something I've wondered about him.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You've had multiple videos go viral. Um, do you think you can handle that pressure of, let's say you have like 5 videos go back to back, but
And
they're all because they're negative? Will
uh,
you be able to handle that?
I want to say I would, because again, I've been, me and you close to the same age, I believe.
Yeah, I'm 31.
Yeah, I'm
So you're
30. So yeah,
29 or
we
30, I think.
we
Yeah.
we've been there's been a good majority of our life where we grew up on some sort of social media. So again, you kind of know what social media is gonna be. Um, so I want to say that I would be able to handle it. Just if nothing else, just put the phone down. Like, it can be as simple as that. Because again, if you know social media, you might be viral Monday, they might be on your ass Tuesday, maybe a little bit in the Wednesday. By the time Friday comes, they on to 3 other motherfuckers. They ain't even worried about whatever you said about whatever. Like, you just got to get quiet for a little bit. Just like, perfect example, Kanye. It's been quiet for him for what? Maybe a month and a half. So if he pop back out, it's going to be all love again. Like, none of that shit even happened. And I don't know if you've seen, Adidas is trying to reach out to get him back on board, get some kind of contract back on board with him. Yeah, I just seen that maybe 2 days ago, because they losing. It's so much money that they losing because of the Yeezy collection that they have. They can't really sell it, I guess, because of some clause that Kanye had in his contract. But he's finna be back with Adidas soon.
That's sick, man. That's sick. Because honestly, yeah, I would say not do it, but if they throwing money at you, bro, take the money, man. Take the money and run.
I mean, again, like I said, you just gotta get quiet, get low, let everything
Yeah.
cycle through, let everybody forget about it, and you be all right
Well,
next week. It's
yeah.
really that
Um,
simple.
it's funny. It's funny when I brought that up. So we had a video because I pretty much do all the social media stuff,
Mm,
face the music. And so I had a video that I posted. I never posted on Instagram because I couldn't take it. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't take the hate. So I posted it on YouTube, right?
uh,
I see the likes going up. I said, "Oh, yeah, this junk is running up." I see
uh,
comment. I said, "Okay." I was busy at the time when I checked it because it was about gun violence. I was saying that there's no need for guns, blah 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 blah.
uh,
I'm going on there. Who is this guy think he is? This guy gonna be in trouble. Can you hear that, dog?
yeah, a
Is
little
it just
bit.
me? Yo, relax. Dang, I'm trying to get my point across. Yeah, but but basically every single comment was bashing me in the comments, and I was just
uh,
like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Like that for that video, I know it was one video,
right.
and me not posting on Instagram kind of was like I might not be able to handle it, but
Uh,
I
oh
don't know,
no,
man.
man,
It's
it's you just gotta put it out there. Anybody, that's the one thing I would definitely would say. Anybody who's trying to do any type of content, anything, just put it out there, because there's gonna be somebody out there that likes something about something that you're doing. Whether it be, if you're a female, you have to be a pretty female. They just looking at you because you look good and they want to keep seeing you. Or you might be a little funny and they might send it to 2, 3 of their friends. Like, you really just never know where your audience is gonna be until you start to put it out there.
what advice would you have for somebody that says, I want to start a podcast, or has been saying I want to start a podcast for the last year and hasn't done it yet?
Again, like I said before, just put it out there. Like it's gonna be somebody out there, even if it's just people in your hometown. Let me take that back. Put it out there because somebody's gonna support you. Do the one thing that I've definitely learned: don't make content or don't talk about things that people who are around you want you to talk about. Because 9 times out of 10, they will be the last people to support you. I'm telling you that anybody that you grew up with or anything like that, they will be some of the last people to support you. I've gotten more support from people I've met through Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse, just different social media apps from halfway across the world or halfway across the country. I've never met in person a day in my life, but they've shared more of my links. They've brought my name up to people who are in higher places that can actually help do something that I'm trying to get done, and sending me different music, different topics, or just different, apps and things like that I can use to make my recording and stuff better. Like, definitely do not depend on people that you grew up with to support you off that, because it's not going to come until they actually see some kind of motion that you got, some type of progression that you got, so they can try and leech on in whatever way that they can. But yeah, other than that, just put it out there. Anything that you want to do, just put it out there. It's an audience for everything. You got you got strippers on TikTok talking about their weekly earnings. You got people doing nails. You got people doing podcasts. People doing music. You got people doing. It's people doing everything, bro. So just again, just put it out there. Whatever you're trying to do, put it out there. Stay consistent with it. Um, yeah, that's really the only thing, the only advice that I can really give. Put it out there, stay consistent, and just be yourself, really.
That's fire. It's a funny thing you say. People that don't know you or never met you are gonna support you. Audience spoiler: I've never met Alex. Alex never met me. We've just been on social media.
Social media, well, Twitter and Instagram.
Instagram. I don't even know which one was first. I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah,
don't even know.
yeah, I don't
I
either.
don't know who followed who, but we here talking
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Because again, you just never know who you gonna meet. You never know what y'all can help each other out with. You never know. You just never know until you never know
Yeah.
until you put it out there.
Yep. So we are at the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening. Unknown and talented. I don't even know the name of my podcast right now. Like that's the name, but I'm just saying it's weird
That's
saying it.
fine. That's
So
fine. You
I
definitely want to,
appreciate it.
again, with the specifically with the podcast thing. If you do want to start a podcast, make sure that you pick a name that's unique, because you don't want to look up and it's 20 other shows with the exact same name as your podcast. Going back to my first podcast, it was originally called Two Drink Minimum. But then if you go on any podcast, Spotify, anything like that, you will see maybe 15, 20 other shows and different variations of Two Drink Minimum. So we actually ended up changing that show to Sip and Chat with Deej and Alex. That was my co-host name, Khadijah. So yeah, definitely try and be unique with specifically the name of anything that you put out. The name, you definitely use a hashtag, tag people, because you never know. You never know. It's crazy. I can't even believe I left this out. So this is during the Culturally Sound. Uh, I put out a clip. We was talking about. You remember when Charlamagne was about to start his like the fake network? Like this is the very beginning. Okay, so Black Effect Network is basically a podcast network. It has 85 style, horrible decisions. I think Brilliant Idiot might be on there. I'm not sure. And there's a couple other shows I can't think of right now. But it's basically Charlemagne's podcast network partnering with iHeart. So basically, it was just a topic of internet conversation, and we were talking about it on Culturally Sound. So when I uploaded the video, I uploaded the clip. At the time, anybody that we were talking about on the show, I was tagging them in it. And so just one day, again, we talked about that, the Charlemagne thing, and I tagged him in it. And he actually reached out to it, and we got on the phone and talked to Charlemagne for like maybe an hour or so. Crazy, bruh. It was crazy. But yeah, we got, again, it was just a random time that I uploaded the video. I guess he just happened to be in between, doing the Breakfast Club and his podcast or whatever he had going on. But again, I just tagged him in it. He said he seen the tag, you clicked on the page, seen that we was from the Carolina, because he's from South Carolina, of course. And he said he just reached out. I sent him my number. He called me. I got my co-host on the phone, and we talked for like a good hour, man. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Listen, I don't. How you wait to the end of the podcast to bring it up? You say, "Yo, I
Again.
look up this Charlemagne, blase, blase, blah." Nah, I'm the end of the podcast. It's time to go. Oh, I actually talked to Charlemagne.
Yeah, that's like I said. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but yeah, we talked to him for a good hour. Good hour, just about. We actually did a whole
What was that
episode
conversation?
on.
What
You
was the
said what?
conversation about? What was the conversation about?
He was really. It was really because what the conversation about on the clip that I tagged him in, we was basically talking about how Charlemagne was going the route of partnering with our art again with his podcast network. But it's at the same time, Joe Budden was just starting the Joe Budden network. So we was just basically talking about the difference in partnering with somebody versus owning everything yourself. And so he basically just got on the phone and was saying, he kind of broke it down to it as far as, how it works and how he would love to do. This is basically what he was saying. He would love to do a network by himself, but he just doesn't have the time because, of course, he does the Breakfast Club. Then he does like production stuff. He does a bunch of other stuff that he does behind the scenes that just take up more of his time than somebody like a Joe Budden, who Joe Budden more so focuses on podcasting. That's it. Whereas Charlemagne, he has, again, a bunch of other stuff, podcast, radio. I think he does like movies, film, books, and stuff like that. So he's basically just saying like he partnered with them because they take a whole lot of the load off of the behind the scenes work in producing for the podcast network and just getting everything together and stuff like that. But and then after that, he said he spent a little time on the page and he just basically gave us the generic keep going what you're doing. And the crazy part is we had that conversation in maybe October. I think our last Coach Desire episode was like maybe December or January. Oh, it's kind of like, damn, man. But yeah,
That's
again,
crazy.
you never know how things gonna work out, bro. You never know.
Dang.
But yeah, we did.
Well, I was about to end it up. We heard it here first. Start the podcast, and then Charlemagne's gonna hit you up.
Hey, again, you never know. But yeah, we actually we did a whole episode, not a whole episode just about that, but we did a episode where we was basically talking about everything that we talked about on the phone with him. But it was dope, man. Again, like looking up to somebody and then they just randomly like, hey, send me a number so I can call y'all, get y'all on the phone and say, give y'all a little insight on some shit. And it's like, bruh, this shit was crazy, bro. That shit was really crazy. It's just the most random thing from the most random clip at the most random time of day. And again, just put the shit out there. You never know.
Listen, I don't know how you gave me that, and I would have talked about 30 minutes about Charlemagne. You hit me at the last. That's crazy. That's fire.
Yeah, man.
Dang. Is his number still the same? He probably changed his number around.
Yeah, he didn't change his number by now. He didn't change his number by now, but it was the same for the longest. It was the same for the longest.
Yeah. Damn, that's fire, man.
I haven't talked to him since, but hey, at least I got that story. Not yet, anyway.
Dang, that's crazy. Like, I'm trying to end the podcast, and I'm thinking my mind is moving right now. We just want to end it. We're gonna end it for now. We're gonna clip that up and figure it out. But this was Unknown and Talented. Alex, thanks for coming.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it. It was cool to find out you talked to Charlemagne at the last the last 2 seconds. I don't score.
Hey, you gotta say the best of last, man.
Pretty much what you did. You watched the game. You saw them throw a flag at it, and you said, "Let me change it up at the end of the show." Do you have any last thing you want to tell people where to find you? All that information.
Yeah. So you can find me on the Just Alex show. Just Alex is one word. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, really anywhere that you find podcasts. You can find me on social media at Just Alex 336 on all social medias. Facebook is Alex from the Pod, and you can also catch me on Let's Find Out Radio. So Let's Find Out Radio is some guys that I actually grew up with, or grew up in the same town as, and we do kind of like the same thing that I was talking about as far as trying to spotlight on up and coming underground artists. So they actually have their own radio network, radio streaming network. They actually have an app, also a free app. If you go on your app store and look up Let's Find Out Radio. It'll pop up. You can catch my show on there. You can catch their podcast on there. You can catch again some underground music that you probably never heard of before. Great underground music that you never heard of before, and it's just hey, that's everything really, man.
That's fire. Well, we're gonna be putting this on YouTube. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, leave comments, hit them up, do all of it. We out.